Hi, Mr. Ting. It's nice to meet
Hello,
you.
nice to meet you too.
So thank you for coming today. We are going to be talking about your daughter, Haley. She's such a great student. She works well with others. She finishes her homework on time, and she always does her best. She is a little bit below grade level for her reading skills. However, she is improving very quickly. So I did a test to see exactly where she is at in her reading level. I tested her phonemic awareness, which is how well she's able to manipulate sounds, and her phonics, which is reading, her fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. And before we start, I do have a couple questions for you. So I was wondering, does she read at home?
Sometimes she doesn't like to read herself, but she enjoys it when I read to her.
So does she get different exposures to different reading materials?
I try to read different books, but she tends to enjoy dog and animal books the most.
And how often does she read at home and outside of school? Like on her own time, and what does she like to read?
We read together every night.
So for the phonemic awareness assessment, I was assessing her sounds and how well she's able to manipulate those, along with the long and short vowel sounds. She's able to identify them. She does extremely well. She's able to read very simple words with the short vowel sounds. However, she struggles with the long vowels, and she has a lot of trouble with manipulating them. For example, if I give her the word bat and I asked her to replace the first sound that she hears with the k sound, she wasn't really able to do that. She would just struggle and she didn't really understand the directions. However, overall, her phonemic awareness is amazing. She's able to identify all the letters and their sounds, and she's able to match them up correctly very well. The next part of the assessment, we assessed her on her phonics, which is pretty much phonemic awareness, but with the written part added. If I gave her a word, would she be able to sound out the letters and read the word all together? She did extremely well. I gave her a bunch of nonsense words, which are words that we don't use, and she was able to sound it out just fine. She did get confused a couple times. Instead of the short vowel sounds, she would use the long vowel sounds. But however, besides that, she did extremely well. And then after phonics, we went into fluency, which is just seeing if she was able to read and have everything flow together. I gave her the letter fluency test instead of the word, just because she is still in the first grade. She still struggles, and she read the assessment with no problem whatsoever. She was able to read it very quickly, and I had a mixture of both lowercase and uppercase letters. She was able to identify the letters regardless of it being uppercase or lowercase. She did struggle with her B's, P's, and D's. She would flip them sometimes and she wouldn't really catch a mistake. There were a couple times where she would say the wrong letter, but she would stop herself and say, oh no, this is correct. I believe that this is just kind of due to her age, so it will improve. And then we went into vocabulary, which is where I just gave her a word and she would just have to tell me the definition. She struggled a lot with it. Out of the 5 words that I gave her, she only got 2 correct. For her comprehension, I read to her. I read her a book, and then I asked her to retell me what happened in the story, any details that she remembered, and she did extremely well. I think it's just due to the fact that she's very young and they're still learning how to read. So with comprehension, it works best when she's being read to, and then she's able to understand what's going on. So to support her vocabulary growth and her growth as a reader, I've played a lot of vocabulary games with her, having her do rhymings and different sounds, having her use kind of like read the word and oh, what would happen if I put like an S in front of it or an S at the end of it to see kind of how her skills are improving. I constantly read to her and have her read to me, and then we discuss with. Another thing is exposing her to new vocabulary. So at home, I would suggest you guys do the same thing. Have when after she reads a book or after you read her something, discuss with her. What did you learn? What do you think? What is going on? Tell me what you remember. Kind of have those discussions with her and kind of just talk to her about, is there anything you have a question on? Did you learn any new words? And expand her vocabulary by, integrating some new words for her. Have her read like signs or anything. Um, kind of enunciate your words more so she is able to hear all the different sounds in the words. So, do you have any questions for me about your daughter as a reader in general?
Is she on grade level?
Go.
Does it help when I read, or should I have her read more? What can I do to help her improve?
She is a little bit below grade level. However, she is improving, so I believe by the end of the year she will be on grade level. And I would say both read to her and have her read at home as well. It doesn't matter what happens, but whoever reads, have the discussion with her, talk about what you've read, what you think, what she thinks, and answer any questions that she has. So thank you so much for coming today. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Haley is such a promising student. I believe she's going to do very well.